Good evening everyone. Welcome back to another video of Can You Beat PvZ2 without losing any single plant. This is part 4 of the series. I highly recommend you watch the previous parts first and take a look at the rules in the description before watching this video. And now, without any further ado, let's come to the fourth world, Frostbite Caves. Day 1 introduces us to the main gimmick of the world, the slider. Those sliders will force zombies to change to the lane their hands are pointed at. These sliders can create many interesting strategies later on. Day 2 show the introduction of Frostwind. It can turn plants into ice blocks, making them unusable. Since using hot potato counts as losing plants, the only way to prevent Frostwind is using Snapdragon. Plant 2 Snapdragons at lane 2 and 4 first, then plant repeaters after it. This will be a common strat for later levels. Day 3 is a conveyor level. As we can't use Hurricane here, the only to deal with the zombies on the first lane is by using Spikeweed's plant foods to knock all the zombies back. You can also use plant foods on repeater 2. Day 4 gives us the Hunter Zombie. It throws chilling snowballs at the plants within a range of 4 tiles, freezing them in frozen blocks after 3 hits. Fire plants like Snapdragon is still very recommended here. Day 5 is another conveyor level. The level introduces pepper pult, which is basically cabbage pult but is a fire plant and deals slightly more damage. The level overall is pretty easy. Just plant pepper pult on the second column and spam cabbage and bok choy. Day 6 pre-picks for you pepper pult, tall nut and spikeweed. To be honest, pepper pult is not a very reliable plant since its recharge is super slow and it can't deal with fast zombies. Just use Snapdragon for plants warming instead. Day 7 now has much rushier early game, so you need to have a consistent sun production and plant Snapdragon and repeater as soon as possible. Beside that, there isn't much to say about the level. Day 8 is also a conveyor level. Since this level really wants you to use Hurricane, the snowstorms here are super rushy. In order to beat the level, you need to have a good RNG at the early game so that you could have enough damage to deal with the load of snowstorms. Day 9 introduces the dodo zombies. Whenever it encounters walnuts, potato mines, spikeweeds or a slider, it will fly over them. Ignore those plants. The zombies will be a decent threat for later levels. For now, everything is still fine. Day 10 is also another conveyor level. Why this world has so many conveyor levels, bruh? This level see the appearance of Charred Guard. He can knock all the zombies near him back 3 tiles for 3 times. He is very useful for the challenge and will be used a lot in later levels. Day 11 pre-picks you 3-peater and Charred Guard. Since 3-peater is generally a worse pea-shooter, so I go with repeater instead. When beating this level, you need to be careful not to break the ice blocks too early or else the zombies in them will ruin your defense. Day 12 is a last stand level. This one is fairly simple as melon pult and pepper pult are enough to kill everything in this level. Day 13 forces you to not let the zombies trample the flower line. I generally don't understand why the objective exists at all because the flower line is so close to the house. Anyway, the sloth gargantua is here and it can throw 4 imps at you instead of 1. Those imps can be a big threat for column 3 plants. Day 14 is a lock and loaded level. Since the only sun producer we have are those frozen sunflowers, you should try to unfreeze them first then put bloomerang on lane 3. You should also be careful with the dodo by the way. Day 15 requires you to protect the 2 pepper pulps. As the slider directs the zombies to those endangered plants, it's recommended to put charred guards in front of the pepper pult and plant coconut cannon to kill off all the strong zombies. Day 16 is a conveyor level containing sloth gargantuas. This level is truly a pain to beat because the wave is very rushy and the guard comes in very early, requires you to have a good setup as early as possible. Even without the gargantuas, ice winds can also be another problem since it can freeze your charred guards, making the zombies go further to your defense and end your run. To beat this level, you need to have an extremely good RNG to have decent defense early game and enough charred guards to prevent sloth gargantua and the load of high HP zombies coming in. And with that, the level is beaten. Day 17 introduces the Frostbites zombies. When entering the lawn, it'll push 3 ice blocks containing Yeti imps inside, crushing plants along the way. You need to destroy the ice block as fast as possible before the Frostbite comes too close. It's best to use plants that can kill multiple plants at once for them. Day 18 is yet another conveyor level. Though the level introduces Stunyon, a decently useful plant, using them is sadly counted as a plant loss. Therefore, instead of stunning early zombies, we have no choice but to sacrifice the lawnmowers to have a decent setup. Once you have bloomerang in all 5 lanes, it's all over from there. Day 19 and Day 20 are just normal choose your seed levels that doesn't have much interesting things happen, so let's just quickly go through the level. Day 21 is another conveyor level. Bruh. How many conveyor level do you want, PopCap? This is just so boring. Day 22 introduces the Weasel Hoarder zombies. Similar to the Chicken Wangler, Weasel Hoarder zombies spawn a bunch of weak but fast weasel when being damaged. Not much to say about it, let's move to a more interesting level. Day 23 requires you to protect the SOS charred guards. Since the zombies in Snowstorm will be knocked back to the 5th column, you should either let that column empty or plant charred guards there. Additionally, dodo zombies and weasel hoarders are still a big threat. You need to be careful. In day 24, you need to produce at least 2,500 sun. You can actually beat the level too quickly and lost due to the objective here, so you should spend about 2 to 3 plant foods for the sunflowers to reach the objective. Day 25 is a conveyor level cause why not? Day 26 is also another normal choose your seed level. Nothing to say here. Day 27 forces you to protect the SOS Rotobega. This level is actually pretty challenging because of the troglodyte as well as the sloth gargantua. Constantly knock back the zombies by using charred guards and try to kill the yeti imps as fast as possible. Day 28 is the second last stand level. This one is a bit trickier as you need to use multiple plants to beat it. Repeater for the weasels, pepper pulp for warming and coconut cannon for high DPS. Day 29 is a lock and loaded level. The level is fairly easy as Fire Pea Shooter is a decently strong plant for 175 sun. Just having 2 columns of Fire Pea and some Rotobega is all what it needs to beat the level. The final day of Frostbite Caves, day 30, is the boss battle. Because this boss gives you 0 plant foods, you will need an extremely good RNG to have the zomboss not shooting any missile and have the conveyor belt giving as many charred guards as possible, which is theoretically possible. However, don't expect it to be practically possible in the real game cause the possibility is very low. And with that, we reach the end of this video. Besides having too many boring and unnecessary conveyor levels, this world is actually quite difficult with levels like day 16, 23, 27, and 30. If you enjoy my videos, make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. For now, see you guys in later videos.